There are many benefits of incorporating balance training into your routine. Balance training improves neuromuscular control, prevents injury, improves agility, and increases muscular strength in the lower body. All good reasons to practice regularly. Let's begin. Stand with your heels together and your legs externally rotated from the hips. Circle your arms overhead as you lower and release as you come back up. Inhale as you lower, exhale and come back up. Keep your hips slightly tucked and your torso long. Let's repeat this movement in a wider stance. Circle your arms overhead as you lower, release and come back up. Inhale and lower, exhale and come back up. Keep your neck long and release any tension in your shoulders. Come into a more parallel position. Now lower down into a half squat as your arms extend next to your ears. Come back up. Inhale as you lower and exhale as you come back up. Line up your knees with your second and third toes. Depress your shoulders as your arms come up. Stand at the back of your mat. Tuck your chin to your chest and roll down through your spine. Let your torso meet your thighs. Stay here for a moment. Walk forward into a plank. Pike your hips up and pedal through your feet 10 times. Come back into your plank. Pike up and pedal your feet 10 times. Stretch your hamstrings. Come back into your plank. Now lift up your right foot and come into a low lunge position. Now lean forward slightly. Bend over to the right. Rotate to the left. Now come into pigeon pose. Keep your torso upright. Lean your torso forward. Get ready to repeat on the other side. Let's come into our plank first. Pike your hips up. Pedal through your feet 10 times. Stretch your hamstrings. Come back into your plank. Pike back up. Pedal through your feet 10 times. Now come back into your plank. And this time lift your left foot and come into a low lunge with the left foot in the front. Lean forward slightly. Bend over to the left and rotate to the right. Stretch your hip flexor. Come into pigeon pose with an upright torso. And now lean your torso forward. Come back to all fours. Let's come into a down dog one last time to give your hamstrings a nice deep stretch. Walk your hands back, bend your knees. And now extend your knees. Bend your knees again, release your head. And now extend your knees. Bend your knees one last time and extend your knees. Roll up through your spine one vertebrae at a time. Stand up straight and you're ready to get started. Stand in a wide or second position stance with your legs externally rotated from the hip. Now form an oval with your arms in front of your chest. Now lower down and then come up to the tips of your toes and balance. Lower back down, come up and move your arms overhead. Lower down, come back up to Releve. Keep moving. Your hips are tucked, your torso is as long as possible. Let's do 2 more. Place your hands on your hips and stay in plie. Lift your right heel off the mat and start pulsing up and down. Move only an inch down and then an inch back up. Keep pulsing. Now lift your left heel and start pulsing on the other side. An inch down and an inch up. Now try lifting both heels and keep pulsing. If this is too hard, you can switch from side to side. Lower down and come into a parallel position for side leg raises. Kick your right leg, now your left leg. You don't have to kick very high. Your job is to maintain your center of gravity as you switch from side to side. Your arms are relaxed. Your hips are straight. Let's kick to each side one more time. Now externally rotate your legs again. Come into your second position with your oval arms in front of your chest and let's repeat this series. Come up to Releve, lower down. Come up and lower down. Keep your neck long, your shoulders relaxed. Let's do 4 more repetitions. Place your hands on your hips again. Stay in plie, lift your right heel and pulse. An inch down and up. Lower down, lift your left heel and keep pulsing. Lift both heels and pulse one more time. Again, if this is too hard, you can switch from side to side. Lower down, come into a parallel position for side leg raises. Start with the left this time, move to the right. Left and right. Maintain your center of gravity and keep your torso as straight as possible. One more kick on each side. Let's move on. For the double leg hip hinge, stand with your hands on your hips. Keep softness in the knees. Hinge forward with control. Now come back up. Stretch your upper hamstrings as you lower. Squeeze your glutes as you come up. Keep moving. This exercise works the glute max and improves hip stability. Hinge from the hips and keep your back as flat and long as possible. Let's do 4 more like this. For the single leg hip hinge, extend your arms in front of your chest. Point your left foot and extend your left leg slightly behind you. Hinge the torso forward and reach the left leg behind you. Lower back down and come back up. Start with a small range of motion, and as you feel more stable, you can increase your range. If this is too hard, keep your left foot on the mat. If you want a challenge, experiment with keeping the foot above the mat as you lower instead of tapping it on the mat. Let's switch to the other side. Extend your arms in front of your chest again and point your right foot and extend your right leg slightly behind you. Hinge forward just a little bit and come back up. Now see if you can increase your range slowly. The right leg stays in line with the spine as you lower. Your neck stays long. The knee of your standing leg is soft. Last one. Let's repeat this series one more time, starting with double leg hip hinges to ground ourselves. Stand with your hands on your hips. Now hinge forward and come back up. Lower down and come back up. Feel a stretch in your hamstring as you lower and squeeze the glutes as you come up. Keep moving. Your back stays long, your hinge comes from the hips. 4 more like this. For single leg hip hinges, extend your arms in front of your chest again. Point your left foot and extend your left leg slightly behind you. Hinge forward slightly and come back up. Hinge forward and come back up. It's perfectly fine if you wobble a little bit. That means your balance system is being challenged. Keep moving. If you're ready, hover that back foot above the mat as you lower. Alright, find stability again and let's switch to the other side. Extend your arms in front of your chest, extend your right leg behind you. Now hinge forward slightly and then slowly increase your range. Your leg and your spine are moving in one line. Your head is in line with your torso. Last one. For the next series, you can use a yoga block if you're ready for a challenge. If not, simply stand on your mat. Place your right foot on your yoga block with your heel firmly grounded on the block. Now extend your left leg slightly behind you with a pointed foot. Your arms are forming an oval in front of your chest. Now lift your arms up, lower them back down. Extend your left to the front and your right to the side. Come back to your oval. Lift them back up. Come back down. Now extend your right arm to the front, your left to the side. Come back to your oval. Lift it above your head. Come back to center. Left to the front, right to the side. Back to your oval. Lift up. Lower down. Right to the front and left to the side. Come back to your oval and you did it. Stay balanced on your block. Place your hands on your hips. Now lift the left hip as high as you can. Sit into the right hip. Lift the left hip again. Sit into the right. Lift the left hip. Keep moving. This movement is challenging, so if you wobble a lot or if you have to tap your foot on the mat, that's perfectly fine. You're working on hip stability. Let's do 2 more. Great job. Let's move on to the other side. Place your left foot on your yoga block. Ground through your heel. Extend your right leg to the back and point your foot. Form an oval in front of your chest with your arms. Now lift your arms overhead, lower them back down, right to the front, left to the side, back to your oval, lift back up, lower back down, left to the front, right to the side, back to your oval, above your head, lower back down, right to the front, left to the side, back to your oval, overhead, back to your oval, left to the front, right to the side, back to your oval, and lower your arms back down. Now hitch your right hip up and lower back down. Hitch your hip up and lower back down. Keep moving. This movement might feel very different on one side of your body compared to the other. Two more. Lower your foot down to the mat. We're ready to move on. For the lunge series, stand on one end of your mat, hands in prayer in front of your chest. Lunge back with your right foot, then come back up and balance on your left leg. Lunge back, come back up, lunge back, and come back up. When you come back up, your knee is bent and your foot is right next to your left knee. Let's do one more. Turn around for lateral lunges. Lunge to the right, then come back up and balance on the left. Hands in prayer as you lower, then extend your arms behind you as you come back up. Keep moving. This exercise works your glute med and challenges your balance system on another plane of motion. Let's do two more. Get ready to repeat on the other side. Hands in prayer, lunge back with your left leg, balance on the right. Lunge back, come up and balance. Keep moving. Keep your body as stable as possible. Make sure you activate your core as you move. Last one. Turn around for lateral lunges. Lunge to the left. Now come back up and balance on the right. Hands in prayer, then extend your arms behind you. Keep moving. Let's do three more. Let's repeat this series one more time. Get ready to lunge back with your right foot. Hands in prayer, lunge back, come up and balance on the left. Lunge back, come up and balance. Keep moving. Two more. Now turn your body around for lateral lunges. Lunge to the right, balance on the left. Hands in prayer, extend your arms to the back. Keep lunging. Two more. Let's repeat on the other side. Lunge back with your left foot, balance on your right foot. Lunge back, come up and balance. Three more. Turn around for lateral lunges. Lunge to the left, balance on the right. Keep moving. Let's do 2 more. Great job. Let's move on to the core series. Lie down on your back, knees bent. Your pelvis is in neutral, your belly button is drawing in. Now hover your right leg up to tabletop and then your left. Lower your right leg towards the mat and then your left. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you come back up. Lower only as far as you can without arching your back. Your pelvis stays in neutral. Let's do 1 more on each side. Flex your feet and get ready to repeat. Lower your right. Now lower your left. Inhale and lower. Exhale and come back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come back up. Keep moving. Your belly button is drawing in. Your spine is in neutral. You should really feel this in your lower abs. Now point your feet again. Press your legs together and lower both legs down and lift them up. Inhale and lower. Exhale, come back up. Keep moving. Maintain a neutral pelvis as you lower. Keep yourself from arching your low back. Let's do 2 more. Hug your legs into your chest. Now hold on to your ankles and roll up. Come onto all fours and now walk into a plank. Hold your plank for a little bit, then walk up into bear pose. Walk back into your plank. Come back into bear pose. Draw your belly button in and engage your abs as you're moving. Back to bear pose. Back to your plank. Back to bear pose. Lower down. Come into child's pose and stretch. Let's turn our body around and repeat this series 1 more time. Lie down on your back with your knees bent. Press your palms into the mat. Now float your right leg up the tabletop, then your left. Lower your right leg towards the mat, come back up. Lower your left leg towards the mat, come back up. Inhale and lower, exhale, come up. Inhale, lower, exhale, come up. Keep moving. Your belly button is drawing in. Press into the mat with your hands. 1 more on each side. Now flex your feet and let's keep moving. Right, left. Inhale, lower, exhale, come up. Inhale, lower, exhale, come up. Keep moving. One more on each side. Now point your feet, press them together, lower them towards the mat and come back up. You don't have to move very far, Make sure your pelvis stays in neutral. Just lower a bit and then come back up. Inhale and lower. Exhale and come back up. Let's do 2 more. Hug your legs into your chest. Now hold on to your ankles, roll up. Come to all fours. Get ready for plank bear. Walk into your plank. Now come into bear pose. Walk back into your plank. Come into bear pose. Keep moving like this. Draw your belly button in. Find space between your shoulder blades. Your eyes are looking slightly in front of your hands. Last time, come into bear. Lower your knees down to the mat. Come into child's pose. Take a deep breath. We're ready to cool down. Come back to all fours and get ready for cat-cow. Find space between your shoulder blades. Your spine is in neutral. Draw your belly button in. Now arch your low back and look up. Now tuck your hips under, round your back and look at your thighs. One more time. Arch your back and look up. Now tuck your hips under and look at your thighs. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under and get ready to press into down dog. Stretch here. Hold this stretch to really give your hamstrings a nice deep stretch. Now walk your hands back, bend your knees, let your torso meet your thighs, and now extend your knees. Bend your knees again, release your head, and extend your knees. One last time, bend your knees, and extend your knees. Slowly roll up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Now stand up straight. Get ready for one more balance exercise. Lower down into a half squat. Now place your right foot on top of your left thigh and come into a standing figure 4 stretch. Hold here. Keep your back straight. Come back into your half squat and switch to the other side. Place your left foot on top of your right thigh. Hold here. Stretch your glute. Release your foot back to the mat and stand up straight. Balance training is very beneficial, so make sure you practice often.